Good morning, friends. Well, it's early morning here. The birds are out chirping, but I do think it's going to be a cloudy day today. Possibly rain. I'm hoping not until this afternoon because I do have a lot of yard work to do. But I wanted to take you here into remember the beginning of my cottage garden. I will say we had a tough winter here this year, and I lost a few things. As you can see, we lost one boxwood, this little pitiful guy. Hopefully he will catch up with the others. We replaced that one. That one we totally lost. However, I consider ourselves lucky because of all of these. They all made it through this very hard winter. But this is the spring of my little cottage garden here. I lost a couple of plants and I was obviously very bummed. As we know, plants are not inexpensive. Some things made it perfectly fine. This is a new replacement. So I've added this spring and these two here. Otherwise, everything made it. But, oh no, I apologize. I also added a phlox. And I knew I was going to be adding things. It takes time. Like I said, perennials are not inexpensive, so I figured a little at a time. Let's see how things blossom, how they do here. So it's all an experiment. Eventually, I'm hoping to have all of this filled in with a little path coming, through here. We started with a few stones that we've collected from our property. Friends, we have so many projects going right now, it's not funny. We have our porch, we have our new shed. We did get our chickens moved over into what we're calling a very expensive chicken coop. Let me share that with you. The beginning of our new hen house. They have a beautiful new glass door so they can get some light. And they're going to have lots of room in here. Mark is going to build a door, probably here, so that will be their access to their little chicken run outside. And then he's in the process of building the egg boxes. So we'll put it on this wall here, and then it's going to go out here, right, Mark? That's what you're building now?
Yeah, that's going to go inside. There'll be the laying boxes inside. They'll mount to the wall.
Okay.
And then cut an access panel here that's going to be hinged, and we'll get the eggs from the outside.
Perfect. Beautiful. And then you're going to have your little workbench set up over here with hopefully some upper cabinets. The idea, at least in my world, is so that he can keep it nice and neat. I'm not going to count on it, but that's what we're going with. So there is the update to our chicken coop. Hopefully this week, the next couple of days, you think we'll get him in here?
Yeah, today.
Yep. Okay. There you go. Right on my boot. You're right on my boot, aren't you? So at least they are in their new home now, and that makes me happy. Now we just need to, the next step is to work on their chicken run or their little chicken yard. So that is the next step so we can get them outside more. So anyway, friends, today I have a very fun recipe to share with you. Very fun, very easy, and super delicious. So I'm going to share that with you. And then Linda and I went to a new to her greenhouse yesterday. So I am going to share a little bit of that with you also. I do have to say, I love coming out and walking in the gardens in the morning, listening to the birds chirp. The bees are busy gathering their breakfast. It's just so peaceful. But it also reminds me of all the work I have to do. But that's okay. That's the fun part of gardening. I feel like it never ends. Anyway, let's go inside now. I am going to have a cup of coffee, and then I'm going to share this recipe with you. So let's head inside. Okay, friends, so back in the kitchen here to share my little recipe with you. Let me give you a little background on this. I've been making this for years now, and it began roughly 20 years ago. We were at a family picnic, and my sister-in-law brought this dessert, and when I tasted it, I was like, oh my goodness, this is so good. Can I have the recipe? And she just kind of chuckled because at the time I had a young family. I was constantly baking. And of course with me, everything had to be from scratch. This is not. This is one of the most simple recipes you will find, and it's so good. And honestly, you may fool some people. So I have been making it ever since. You can be so creative with this. It's not even funny. Some of you may have heard of this before. I've asked a few friends here and they had not. And obviously, I had not heard of it prior to that family gathering. So that's what made me decide to share this with you. Okay, so to be quite honest, your two main ingredients are ice cream sandwiches, and you can get so creative with this part of it simply because when I went to the store the other day just to pick some ice cream sandwiches up, I could not believe the varieties. They had, the majority of them were, the chocolate topping, but there was actually a vanilla cookie part of it, cake part of it. I don't know what you would consider that. There was a vanilla one. I had not seen that before. The most varieties that I saw was in the brand Hood, which is a New England brand. They had coffee ice cream as your center. They had chocolate chip. They had mint chocolate chip. Of course, strawberry. You can get the Neapolitan. You can be so creative with this, which makes it fun. I grabbed this brand because I think there's a little more ice cream in it than just your typical ice cream sandwiches. So we're going to use ice cream sandwiches as our base, and then we're going to use Cool Whip. Now this I picked up, it's called True Whip. So I grabbed this because it's non-GMO. There's no hydrogenated oils in it. It's extra creamy, no preservatives. Is it healthy? Of course not. There's nothing about this that is going to be healthy. It's a dessert we need to enjoy once in a while. So I'm going to use True Whip, but you can use Cool Whip. You do not want to use your Ready Whip, the spray in a can. You don't want that. You're going to want this. And then I am going to be topping it with some Hershey's syrup, and then I have a Stonewall Kitchen bourbon pecan caramel sauce. And then I have some organic raspberries. But you can do so many toppings with it, whether it's nuts crushed cookies, chocolate chips, fresh berries of any kind. You can just use your imagination and have fun with it. Now today I'm going to be using a 9x13 pan. However, you could use an 8x8. You can use a larger, you can make it whatever size you want. Typically for Mark and I would probably just do an 8x8. Today I'm using a 9x13 because I'm actually going to be sharing with a couple of my neighbors. So believe me, I'm not keeping this around because it's too good and you're going to want to keep eating it. Let me bring the camera over here so you can see a little close-up of what I am doing. Again, it's not difficult, but I just want you to be able to see. So let me bring you over here. So if you had the typical rectangular, you may have to cut some just to make them fit. But just arrange it. It's not a major deal, just as long as you have the majority of your space filled. So what I am going to have to do, because these are smaller, is I am going to have to just play with it a little. Okay, so you have your first layer in. And then what you're going to do is you have your Cool Whip or True Whip in my case. Okay, so we're just going to put some in and you're going to basically frost it per se. Just gently put a layer on top here. If you have to fill in between, that's fine. If you have the larger ice cream sandwiches, of course, that is going to fill in even better. Okay, so that is the first layer, and now we're going to put on our second layers. I am going to put mine on so they are kind of filling those gaps per se. And I may play with it a little more too, just kind of smushing those down. It is just so easy, and it's just so good, I'm telling you. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of play with these a little, filling in the gap somewhat, and then I will frost it again. Once they are layered, it's really going to kind of just meld all together a bit. The benefit of these little fat boys is that they actually have, I believe they have a little more ice cream in the center than the regular ones do. So now let's add the rest of our Cool Whip. You are definitely going to need at least 2 of these for a 9x13. You may be able to get away with 1 if you're using an 8x8. So it's just, now I have even seen where people actually just put it on, not in a pan, but say on a rectangular plate, and they frost this like a cake. So as an example, just going down the sides too. Again, it's just it's so easy, and you can be so creative with it. And you will be shocked at how yummy this is because it is so simple. Okay. Okay, there we go. It's that simple. Now let's get to the fun part of decorating. Now, as you can see, I did put this in some warm water on the stove just to warm it up so it's thinner so I can actually drizzle on top. And I just want a little bit of this on here. I want it to be mostly the chocolate, but I thought this could add a fun flavor to it too. So let's just drizzle this on. Now we're going to take our Hershey syrup and do the same. Just drizzle it on. I'm going to be probably a little more heavy-handed with this one. Okay. I may do a little this way too, just real quickly. And now I have some organic raspberries. I'm just going to add those to the top, just adding a little more decor and flavor. Okay, I'd have to say this looks rather impressive. So imagine if you took that as your dish to pass. Look how pretty. So now I am going to put this in the freezer just to let it harden up again, and then we will pull it out and I will show you what it looks like once you cut a slice. So many beautiful things. It's hard to make a decision. But I will say, I've lost Linda. This is very typical of what happens because I am a wanderer. I just kind of wander off and I lose her. And she's just so darn tiny. So I can't find her. I have always threatened her. I said, I am going to get you one of those. Do you remember the old bike flags? They were orange. I'm going to put one in her back pocket because I'm always losing her. But anyway, look at this garden center. Black Forest Nursery. If you're in the area, I highly recommend. But plan on spending some time here. There's so much to look at. Okay, I've spotted her. Do you see her? Way over there. See how tiny she is? That, my dear, is why I lose her. I mean, literally, she fits under the tree. Linda, woohoo! Yeah, she's ignoring me. So this is what I have in my cart so far. These are going to be for my window boxes this year. I typically do red geranium, but I don't know, I'm feeling a little more, I want to use a little more calm colors this year, more muted. But I loved this beautiful periwinkle blue, just gorgeous. And then a couple of perennials. This is an annual. That I thought was really fun, and I can put that in the middle of one of my pots, you know, because it will be nice and tall in lieu of like a spike plant. And this too. So fun. Okay, well, just getting back from greenhouse shopping. I've made it to 2 different ones, and as you can see, I have a bit of work to do. Lots of planting, replacing some that I have lost through this very harsh winter that we had, but lots of fun, so fingers crossed that these will grow for me. So I think I need to get to work. This really is so good. I could not recommend this enough. Beyond easy, so many variations that you can do with it. I promise you, your friends and family will be impressed. So let me know if you decide to give it a try. I am going to head outside now. I have a lot of planting to do. I have a lot of weeding to do. I have a lot of work to do, period. So I see the sun is trying to come out, so I want to get out there while I can and get some things done. But thank you so much for joining me today, friends. I hope you all have a wonderful day and a wonderful week ahead, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.